Oh, sorry.
Okay.
This is Liz from TV5 in Saginaw. I was just wondering if you had any advice in the way of stand-ups, especially when you're shooting them on your own, and do you include a stand-up in every story?
No, I do not. I use stand-ups. I prefer to let my, a lot of the stories I do I front, so they're going to see me anyways. I put myself in stories whenever the story is visually challenged. And I also put you may have heard me talk about the fact that the two foundation things that I need for tell great stories, great sound and great pictures. The one is I can't get great pictures. The other one is if I can't get, there have been a few occasions where I couldn't pry sound out of my story subject with dynamite. When that happens, then I do a stand-up to say what needs to be said. Typically the way I shoot them, I do try to get as creative as I can working by myself. And then this is certainly nothing new. I use a light stand, and I'll put the light stand where I either want to stand or where I want to walk into and stop, and then I go back and I frame up and I put the light stand obviously to my height. Go back and I focus on the light stand, frame it up exactly the way I want, and then I go stand in for the mic stand or lift stand, and it worked pretty well.
Okay, so to get the on-camera presence, you'll front things instead of stand-up sometimes?
Yep. They like to have us front stories anyways. And that's, like I said, it's a great opportunity for me to work on my weaknesses, so I like doing that as well. But typically I don't put myself in the story unless it's required. The one thing I wanted to point out is, in terms of looking for ways to improve, the two key things, in my opinion, are, number one, look for opportunities to work on your weaknesses. Identify what you're weak at. We're all weak at something. And figure out how you can look for opportunities to work on those weaknesses as much as possible. And the other thing is finding people to kind of model or mentor. There's a lot of great work out there. I mean, we've all seen the work of Boyd Hooper and great writers, great photographers, great editors. Watch their work and see what they do and study it. When I worked for Larry Hatterberg in Wichita, he does a series all the time called Hatterberg's People. I would go back in the edit booth and I would take his tape and I would sit there and I would watch it and watch it and watch it and study it and figure out what worked. How did he make that work? And how can I integrate that into what I do? Not copy stories, but how can I integrate what he does and how he makes things work? And it really helps you a great deal in developing, in seeing how other people, do great work. Gosh, we could just go on and on about writing and everything, but those are kind of the two key things, I think, for developing your skills.